as we approach the season where Trump and Hillary have to choose their candidates for vice president, I thought it would be interesting to look back on the role of the vice president. Obviously, he's there to become president in the event of the death of the president. But what else does a vice president do? The precedent for a basically do-nothing vice presidency was set by George Washington when John Adams was his vice president. Very early on, Adams urged Washington to turn documents over to Congress related to his negotiations with various foreign treaties. And Washington opposed doing that and was upset that Adams was urging it. And he sidelined Adams and basically didn't invite him to any more meetings or to any of his inner councils as president. And that precedent remained in force continuously for the vice presidency, really up until the vice presidency of Richard Nixon in 1952. Until then, the vice president was someone who you selected to counterbalance the head of the ticket. If the head of the ticket was a liberal, the VP was a conservative, northerner, southerner, eastern, western. And it was used to balance the ticket, in particular the Republican Party. If one was from Ohio, the other was from New York. But the vice presidency evolved under Richard Nixon in 1952 when he became Eisenhower's vice president as an attack dog. And he became basically the one who spewed negatives against the Democratic Party. And that became the lamentable role, but the essential element of a vice presidential candidacy, all during the 50s, 60s, 70s, and into the 80s. The role of the vice president changed significantly under Jimmy Carter. It was perhaps his most important contribution to American governance. Walter Mondale, his vice president, was admitted to all of his deliberations and became a key element and ingredient in Carter's decision-making process. And when Mondale ran for president in 1984, having left the vice presidency when Carter lost in 1980, he was well equipped to run for president because he had, in fact, been the assistant president. Reagan used Bush Sr. in much the same way. Bush tried to use Quayle in that way, but he really was eclipsed because he really didn't measure up. And then when Clinton took over, he used Gore absolutely as his chief of staff. Whenever Clinton had something that he wanted to focus on and he wanted to get done, he would delegate it to Al Gore, who would always do an effective job of it. But once Gore did that, that field was part of Gore's turf, and Gore had to be consulted on any subsequent action within his field of turf, and he was very conscious about defining it. And his turf included science issues, technology, internet, family leave, relations with the TV networks, violence and ratings on television, a whole plethora of issues that were Al Gore's concern. As nearly as we can determine, in the Bush 43 presidency, Cheney assumed a very major role, some would say the dominant role in the formulation of foreign policy under Bush. And clearly Cheney led a group of people called the neocons, who worked hard to promote American involvement in Afghanistan and Iraq in response to 9/11. It's too early to get an inside track on what Biden's role has been with Obama, but it clearly is an intimate role, and it clearly is one of great involvement. So the vice president has really matured into the role of the president's alter ego, the president's chief of staff, the go-to guy when he needs something to get done. And it's quite an evolution in the office, and it's become terribly significant now. These and other insights are in a new book that Eileen and I have just finished writing that is available right now on Amazon.com. You can order it and get it in the next few days. It'll be in the bookstores on June 28th. It's called Armageddon, and the subtitle is How Trump Can Beat Hillary. Pick it up. Think you'll enjoy it. If you click on the link that's attached to this video, it'll connect you with Amazon, and you could go ahead and order this book. Thank you.